Hello, it's Sean, and welcome to Hero of the Table. Today I'm going to be taking a look at some models from Battle Valor Games. These are Dwarian Spearmen. They're basically dwarves, but their line of models, everything ends in IAN. I think that naming has to do with the fluff that they've put behind all of their models. Basically, these are all dwarves. So this is a pack of 16 spearmen. It comes with 16 models and shields. They also have it available in a 35 model pack, and that comes with obviously the models and shields as well, but it does come with a group of command models. So you get a standard bearer, a musician, and a captain. Of these 16 models, I think they're pretty nicely detailed. They're just a basic spearman. You can see they've kind of got a little hole in the arm, and the shields have a stud. You got to trim those down because obviously either drill that in or trim the stud down so that it's closer to the model, because as you can see it sticks out a bit. It's super easy to trim this. It's a nice soft metal though, so no big deal. One of the cool things about these though are the variety of sculpts. According to their website, they have 30 different sculpts for this pack alone. So the spearmen have 30 different sculpts. And in the 16 models that I got, I don't see any duplicates. So that's pretty cool. Some of the variations are pretty subtle. So these two guys here, you see pretty similar helmet. They all have pretty similar stances, but like on these guys, their beards are a little bit different. One has a double braid and the other has a triple braid. They've got a little bit different pack on their belt. This guy looks like he has metal breastplate and instead of just the chainmail, whereas this guy has got the chainmail. So they're little things that aren't a huge variation, but I really like the fact that there's so much variety in these. These are 15mm scale models, so you're not going to get a whole lot of look at them. Usually these are used in a rank and file kind of game, but I really do appreciate the variation in the sculpts. I think these are sculpted really pretty nicely. They're cast really nicely as well. You can see there is not much flash. There's a little bit here. You can see the spear. There's a little bit. It's not really a cast, just it doesn't line up. The molds didn't line up, so there's a little lip there on the spear, but there's not too much. Some of them between their legs. You can see this guy. He has some flash in there, but a lot of them that is pretty open. So, and again, when you model these and paint them up, there's not going to be much. You're not really going to see that from a tabletop perspective, but this guy's got a long. This guy's got kind of a longer robe on, so you can't see that at all. I think these models look very nice. I like the detail that was put into them. The shields are just a basic shield, round. Got a boss and a rim. The backs are pretty plain. But they have some variety of packs that you can buy for some different shields if you want to add some variety to your shields on your units. But I think these are functional. They look nice, and when they're painted, they're going to look good as well. Most of them, pretty much all of them, have armor. The one guy just kind of had a long robe. Most all of them have helmets. There's one guy that is bald. He doesn't have a helmet on, and he's just got a little bald spot on top of his head, which I think is pretty funny. Again, looks like he's got a little a cup on his belt for some ale whenever he wants to get a drink. He's got a nice braided beard. Most of them have braided beards. There's a couple that don't. But they all have a variety of helmets. The helmet designs on them are pretty different, which is kind of neat as well. Some of them have a rounded helmet. A couple of them have horns on their helmet. Some of the helmets come more to a point than others. The spears all look very similar, so that's nice. So overall, I think when you paint these up. They're going to look good on the table. I don't have any models from other brands, no dwarfs to show you so you can compare size. I did measure a couple of them. I've got this little caliper thing, so I checked from the base to the top. Most of them are about 13 to 14 millimeters tall, from the top of the base to the bottom of their feet to the top of their helmet. And I didn't go to the top of the horns because this guy, he's got kind of pointy horns. I just did it to the top of the helmet. And so 13 to 14 millimeters tall is what most of these measured. There was a couple that were a little bit higher, but not, or a little bit different from that, but not really that much. So I've painted up a couple of them just so you could see what they look like when they're painted. I based this guy individually. I put him on just a washer. And I'm not a great painter. It's a pretty basic tabletop standard, but I like the look of him. His armor looks pretty good. A little work on the belt. So, it's really nicely detailed model. For this scale, they're great. The price point, the 35 model pack is $24 and the 16 model pack is $14. So they're to me, they're very reasonably priced. Occasionally they do have sales, so you can get those at even more discount. I've backed several of their Kickstarters. That's where I got these from, is through a Kickstarter, and I really am pleased with the look of them, and I will be painting up a whole army of these at some point. These this is a metal base from War Games Accessory. It's a 40 millimeter by 20 millimeter base. I did 2 models on it. I was doing most of these with 3 models per base, but I've changed my mind, and I think I'm going to go with 2 because they're a little bit less crowded on the base itself. So again, I did the blue shields because I wanted it to have when I paint up the army, that's going to be the unifying look. So the cloth is going to be blue, they're armored. Did a little bit of different colors for their beards and hair, just to give a little variety, and as I paint more of them, I'll obviously do a more variety of colors for that. The beards on these guys, they're pretty small, so the beards cover up some of the face, and some of them it's like, well, where's the helmet? Is that cheek? But overall, I'm really pleased with these. Obviously you can do more detail, more highlighting if that's what you're wanting to do, but I think that the basic paint job with these is going to look good on the table, and will be good for a game. I'll put a link to Battle Valor Games website in the description below. You can check them out. They also have a Facebook group that you can go and check out and see different stuff that they've got. They have quite a few armies in 15 millimeter. He started doing some 28 millimeter stuff as well. I don't have all of his stuff by any means, but I've got quite a variety of models from him. I've painted some in the past. I did a unit of skeleton cavalry not that long ago, painted them up, and I posted a video. There's a link to that up in the corner if you want to check that out. So overall, I think these are very nicely detailed models. They're priced at a reasonable rate. If you're into fantasy 15 millimeter gaming, then I definitely suggest you check these out. They're a US based company, so depending on where you're at, shipping may affect you one way or the other. So if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this and the other projects that I work on, you can subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and on Facebook, and there's links to those in the description. And I post different games I'm playing and models I'm working on that may not make it to video. If you have any questions or comments, put it in the comment section. Remember, you don't have to be an expert to paint your models. Even a basic paint job will make for a better game. Thanks for watching.